Howdy, folks. It's AJ again, bringing you a hike that's pretty near and dear to my heart. It's actually the territory I had when I worked with the Green Mountain Club. It's Mount Mansfield, up the long trail, down Profanity. It's a little bit of a loop up to the chin. So I'll start with one of the hardest parts for some reason on this trail is finding the trailhead. People have a really hard time. It's only 100 yards, I'd say, down from the parking area, maybe even 80 yards. But yeah, so once you figure that out, um, it's pretty steep off the bat. I mean, it's not horrible, but once you get to the pool, it starts to get even worse. It's a little bit of a waterfall, nothing huge. It's a good spot to sit down, take a break. It's got a clearing, so it's sort of nice. You'll hear it before you get to it. Moving up from that, and again, this is a pretty tough trail, so if it starts to beat you up too bad, there's always the option to bail out the chin clip cut through. It's an easy walk down to Stowe. Can be hard on the knees though, bear that in mind. Some people like to come up it and hop over onto the long trail. Again, I think it's harder on the knees, but the option's there if that's how you see it. I'm going to go up to Eagle Pass. I'm going to skip over Taft Lodge for now because we're going to come back down to it. In Eagle Pass, you have an option to go one of three ways. Four if you count the way you came from. You can come up over the Adam's Apple. It does have a pretty cool vista. It's past the peak. There's a little bit of a bog bridge on the right. It's got a great view of the notch. I recommend at least checking out the Adam's Apple. There's a little bit of a view right here. I didn't really mark it. It's like a spot off trail where you can take a break in the junction. Going forward from there, you have, let's see if I can get it to scoop around. There we go. So going past there, we have the steepest part of the trail, which is one of the steeper sections of trail in New England that I've ever come across anyway, outside of Katahdin probably, or Flume Slide, or the Tri-Pyramids. So, like it says, exercise caution. You get the bottleneck. That's a pretty cool little feature. It's about a 15-foot, I just don't even know what to call it, a chute, I guess. You definitely have to use your hands. Kind of tough with a big pack, which is ironic seeing it's on a long trail. Um, but let's see, moving forward. So you'll see here it says near vertical, watch your footing. That's super literal. It is near vertical. It scares some people. I've definitely had to help people who are shaking because of their fear of heights. And then you'll see up here I put above this step is Alpine Zone. Be conscious of your steps. Please be conscious of your steps on Mount Mansfield. It is the healthiest Alpine Zone in Vermont. It is one of only three, and it is not in the best of shape. So I just put some of the features just so you can point out your view of what you'll see. You have Pleasant Valley Ridge. It's a ridge that cuts through Thunder Basin, which acts like a funnel for the clouds. It's pretty cool on a really windy day. The lake effect from New York comes over Lake Champlain, picks up steam, and hits this and just rolls over the mountain. So let's see. You have the summit. It's a pretty cool summit. It's a bald summit. You have a view of Stowe, which a lot of people aren't a huge fan of, or you have a view, if you look past the Stowe, view of the Worcesters, of the Whites. If you look to the west, you have the Dax. If you look hard enough, you can see the Catskills. You can definitely see Montreal. You can see Mount Royal. You have the West Chin Natural Area. As a natural area, it's closed to human traffic. Again, because there is sensitive alpine vegetation. This is the only place in Vermont where diapensia grows. There's like one little speck elsewhere. Pretty much this is the healthiest place it is, and it's not super healthy. And moving on from that, we have Down here, the intersection of Profanity Trail, there's some bog bridges and some Bigelow sedge. And then you just take a left and start heading down. It is really steep, which is super, I don't want to say ironic, sadistic, I guess, because it is the bad weather trail. In bad weather, it becomes a waterfall, so watch your step in that regard. Spring and fall, I can see it getting some ice. I definitely experienced some ice. You'll see it says watershed. Be aware of that. You have Taft Lodge right here. The stream right here is actually there's a bunch of little streams right here. They feed the water supply. So if you pee in the water, if you use the facilities right next to the stream, you are probably going to contaminate the water. There's a privy right here, I promise. Don't pee in the privy. Pee somewhere over here. Taft Lodge is the lodge that I maintained. It's in 2015 for the summer for about 4 months. It was a great experience. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely a good break spot for some respite on your way up or on your way down. Usually a friendly caretaker. There's an alright view. It's a great spot for the 4th of July. But yeah, always support the Green Mountain Club if you enjoy your hikes. And yeah, so this is a loop. It's a closed loop, so it just puts you right back at the car. You just keep going down Long Trail, and yeah, you can experience the notch. There's also the waterfall. I forget the name. Bingham. What is it? Binghamton? Bingham? I don't know. Bingham Falls, maybe. Definitely worth checking out. If you have any questions, obviously pop in the comments. If you have any hikes you want me to check out so that I can review for you, always willing to give that a shot.